Thank you all very much. Maureen, I'm really taken by your contribution, and I suppose I come from a background of being a privacy lawyer, and one of the things of GDPR was privacy by design, that everything has to be privacy by design. And what I'm taking from this morning is that we should have ability by design, that everything should be considering what are the limitations by how we are providing a service, and how do we overcome those limitations and make sure that we have people advising who experience the limitations are in a position to comment on it. I thank you all for your contribution and wish you all a very happy International Women's Week. I'm the Fine Gael spokesperson on disability, and I suppose I need to confess I've taken your opening statements as a to-do list and would welcome further engagement outside of this and following up from today. So I suppose just to give you a quick of my actions as I've been sitting here and listening, and as I read your statements in preparation for today, I note that there was clarification required from Minister Humphreys, and I've sent that off to her office regarding the provisions and the cards and the additional points that you have made. Yesterday, for International Women's Day, I raised a commencement matter in the Seanad on intimate partner violence and the increasing rates of domestic violence, because the January reports all showed that. And the Minister replied, Minister Roderick O'Gorman replied saying that they were currently conducting an audit of the services, and that included an assurance of diversity in provision of domestic violence of supports. But I suppose my focus, I confess, was very much on women, trans and non-binary, and I sit here and absolutely go, it didn't occur to me to specifically ask regarding disability. So I have emailed the Minister as I've sat here this morning and said, we need to make sure, have you engaged? If not, you need to engage directly with these people that are speaking and contributing and speaking so passionately this morning, and make sure that you're hearing their perspective. So rather than me representing you, that you get to speak for yourself. Maureen, I am, my home constituency is Dublin South Central, so I am particularly taken by your statement that Ballyfermot Chapelizod has the highest proportion of people with disabilities living in an urban setting. So I would welcome hearing more on that, please. I'm also, I suppose I've been advocating with various ministers and in various forums on hidden disabilities and the lack of provision for that also. And I suppose I'm particularly have advocated for the shortcomings in the primary medical certificate and the criteria for entitlement to that, and what flows from that in relation to disabled drivers, disabled passengers, and how there's a limitation there. There's one particular advocate who is on to me on a regular basis, and that's Gráinne Leach, who personally has, and I see you nodding there because she sent me an email this morning saying she'd already been on to you to make sure that her position, but she is without one of her arms, but doesn't qualify under the criteria, and yet lives a life that is very limiting and doesn't have access to any funding that flows from that. Selina, my statement for International Women's Day yesterday here in the Seanad was dedicated to the Assisted Human Reproduction Bill. I am a member of the AHR Coalition. I have huge shortcomings and concerns around the bill as it currently stands, and I think that I raised a number of them yesterday, and disability and making sure that disabled persons have a say in influencing and making sure that the provisions within the bill also meet their needs, because there are other groups where it doesn't. So I would welcome hearing more from you and also engaging with you, and if you're not already in the coalition, to urge you to make that contact, and I'm very happy to do that. And lastly, I suppose I was taken by institutions. We have a picture in our head of what that looks like, but what we don't have, and what didn't really come home to me, was the fact that your own home can be an institution in how you're treated within it. I've had a lot of engagement with Colin McAndrew of Globe and Citizens, and he talks about the urban built environment and the experience and accessibility within that. But I would welcome maybe hearing more about what we could do, how we can assist, and how as legislators we should respond. So sorry, I know there was an awful lot there, but I still have an even longer to-do list to go, but over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, who wants to take that question from our witnesses? Maureen, you were mentioned in it. Do you want to respond?
Yeah, sure. It takes me a while to come off mic. Just to respond in relation to, we have the highest percentage of disabled people in urban setting. I mean, you know, Ballyfermot Chapel is, as you know, is very disadvantaged, and as a result of that, that actually creates people to gain impairments due to drugs and due to violence and due to just poor living conditions, you know, will always increase people's, or gain an impairment as a result of that. So yeah, we've actually 21%. I made a wrong assumption there. It's a bit higher, and yeah. So thanks.
Okay.